everybody, and welcome to the Footballbets4u podcast, episode number 38 of season 3. As you can see, I am on my own tonight, but the show doesn't stop. The show keeps going. So the lads are obviously unavailable this week, so it's just myself. So if you don't like the sound of my voice, you may as well turn it off now. I'm a little bit sick as well, by the way. So you'll probably hear me coughing a little bit. But we need to keep the show rolling, so I'm going to track on with it. So I'm going to be looking at the fixtures. So we're into the quarterfinals of the Euros. So obviously had an absolutely ridiculous week of football. Massive shocks all around. I think the likes of France going out. Portugal getting beaten by Belgium. I think maybe a shock to some. Not so much me. I fancy Belgium going pretty far, but in terms of kind of results and stuff like that, that's not a bad one. Czech Republic obviously beating Netherlands is a massive shock. So they could be the dark horses of the tournament. I know they're against Denmark. So we'll see how that one fares out. So I am going to be looking at the quarterfinals, going to give me score predictions, have a couple of scores, a couple of bets done for the end of the show as well. I'm going to be talking about the fantasy football for next year. As you can see up here in the screen, we have a code. If you do play fantasy football and you want to get involved, go on to fantasy football and type in that code and join the league. There will be monthly prizes being given out, and there will also be a overall prize. So it's definitely worth joining it. We're going to be looking at a couple of questions that we've got sent in by the followers on the Instagram page as well, and also I will be going through a couple of transfers that I think might be happening and might look good. So, again, I am on my own this week, so I'm going to try to get through as quickly as I can. If I can't keep this one under the hour, I don't know what fucking chance I have. So, I'm going to jump straight into the matches straight away. So, we're going to just kick it off with the... Right, so the quarterfinals. So we are starting off with the first match, which is Switzerland and Spain. Switzerland 17-4, the draw is 14-5, and Spain are 4-6. Look, obviously Spain getting through against Croatia 5-3, 3-3 I think it was at full time. An absolutely crazy game. Similar, pretty much identical to the France game. So we had two pretty much identical games on that day. So look, Spain obviously had a little bit more for the extra time and took it obviously in extra time. So so look, Spain, I think they can score goals, but they are conceding a lot more than they're used to. They've always been good at scoring, but usually they're solid enough with the likes of Puyol and Ramos at the back, but they don't really have that anymore because for whatever reason Ramos wasn't in the team this season. So again, looking at Switzerland, fucking absolutely unbelievable to get past France, and what a game. I know I was sitting downstairs watching it on my own, and Jesus Christ, I let out the biggest shout I've ever fucking let out for a football match when Switzerland scored the equaliser in the last minute. So that was unbelievable, and fair play to Switzerland. I think they kind of deserved it. They held them off well in extra time as well, and obviously getting through on the penalties. So fair fucks to them. I can't take it away from them. I think this is where the tournament comes to an end, though. I don't think there's going to be much more on the table for them. I think Spain will probably have a bit too much. Spain are too experienced in the likes of these tournaments. I would have said the same against for France, but I just see Spain beating them. I don't see them getting any further. So 4-6 for Spain. I fancy Spain. I'm gonna go with it. Actually, so what I've done is I've done a couple of goal scoring bets as well. So I've done scorers and goal scorers. So I've gone with Morata to score first, and I've gone with Spain to win 2-1. So that is my score prediction on this one. So again, look, big fucking hats off to Switzerland. Fair play to them for getting through France, because France were 100% my favourites for this one. So fair play to them. So look, we move on to the next one. Again, we've only got 4, so we won't have to be kind of dicking around with a lot of them. So next one then we have is Belgium and Italy. This is probably going to be the tie of the quarters. So at 8 o'clock on Friday, 11-5 for Belgium. I think that's a fucking massive price. Draws 11-5 and Italy at 13-10. Again, that's a big price for Italy as well. How do I see this one going? I don't really know. I did say at the last podcast that Italy were definitely the most impressive team we've seen in this tournament. But I take it back. Well, I don't take it back. I just think they were very underwhelming in their last match, and I just wasn't impressed. Now they got the job done in the end. They beat Austria 2-1 after extra time, but I just seen a few little kind of chinks in the armour there. So I just fancy Belgium. I just think Belgium are solid again. Belgium had a tougher opponent in Portugal, still managed to get through in 90 minutes as well. So I fancy Belgium in this one, and I think that's a savage price. Look, Italy aren't obviously conceding a lot of goals, so I think it's probably going to be a low scoring game. Belgium aren't exactly scoring a rake of goals, but I have gone with a 1-0 win for Belgium, and I've gone with Lukaku to score first. I just think Lukaku is a beast. I think he's quality at holding up the ball. I think he's much better now than he was when he was at United or anything like that, or even at Chelsea. And he had a good spell at Everton, but I think he's a completely different player now, obviously after being in Italy for the last kind of 2 or 3 years. I would fancy him back at Chelsea. I don't think he's ever going to come back to Chelsea. I think we burned our bridges with him there, but I'd love to see someone like him back at Chelsea. So again, I did say that was going to be kind of between Ronaldo and Kevin De Bruyne in the last game, but I think De Bruyne went off injured. I didn't think he really showed too much and then took a little knock. So hopefully he's fit for this game, because I think they will really need him. Tielemans has been quality for them. In terms of Italy, look, they are solid enough. Do I see Jorginho being able to handle the likes of Tielemans going forward and Kevin De Bruyne and stuff like that? I don't really. Like, I see him being able to sit back deep, get a ball from a defender and play it 5 or 6 yards. I don't see him doing too much. He does like to try the over-top balls, but I just don't think that he's going to catch Belgium out with this. Do we see them scoring? I don't really. I don't know. Like, they have the likes of Immobile there, but like they get good strikes away. But I just don't think they're going to be creative enough against Belgium, and I don't think Belgium are going to allow it. So, as far as I'm concerned, Belgium for this one, and 11-5 again is a massive price. So, I fancy Belgium to win this one again. As I've said, 1-0 and Lukaku to score. Usually, what I do is I break halfway through the matches and roll into a few questions. But because there's only 4 matches, I'm going to just keep going with them. Like I said, but at this rate now, we're only 8 minutes into it. It looks like I'm definitely going to keep it under the hour mark. Hopefully, it'll only be about half an hour, 45 minutes for this week. I will talk at the end about what I plan on doing with the podcast and going forward and stuff like that as well. So it will be I'll give you a bit of a heads up on what's going on. So right, the next one, sorry to keep popping up like that, I never changed them. So the next match we have is Czech Republic and Denmark. Again, Czech Republic, for me, probably the dark horses of the tournament. We've seen a couple of their players with West Ham and the likes of Souček and stuff like that, and they are quality. They seem very humble, and they just seem like they're hard working. So that, to me, that's what's getting Czech Republic through. It's just the hard work, and pretty much they have that bit of quality. Look, they're after beating Netherlands 2-0 in the last game. So, like, we did always say that Netherlands kind of struggled a little bit, and obviously with Van Dijk being injured, that's going to be a massive fucking blow to them. So, not really. I am surprised that Czech Republic knocked the Netherlands out, but I'm not surprised that Netherlands are gone, because we didn't really expect much from them. So look, the prices on these ones, so 29-10 for Czech Republic. Again, a big price against Denmark. 11-5 for the draw, and Denmark 21-20. Sorry. This is on at 5 o'clock on Saturday. How do I see this one going? So, in my bet, I have done Denmark to go through, and the only reason I've done Denmark to go through is the bookies never seem to be wrong, and fucking my luck has been shocking. So when I try bet against the bookies and never fucking win, especially in the last year. So that is purely why I've gone with Denmark to beat them. I've done it in my bet. Who do I actually want to win, and who do I think will win? I actually think Czech Republic might get the win against Denmark here. To me, it looks like Denmark had a... look, we're going to say an easy game because they fucking trashed Wales 4-0 in the last game. I think that's going to be a downfall for them. I think that could get them too complacent. I think they may have burned them. Well, not so much burned themselves out, not like they were running after the ball for 90 minutes, but I just think they're going to get ahead of themselves, and I just see Czech Republic for some reason being the better team, and I think they're going to turn them over. Look, obviously Denmark are the favourites, so don't be surprised if Denmark wins. Reason I've done it in my bet, it could well go to a kind of a draw, an extra time. I wouldn't be surprised on that. But I fancy Czech Republic in this one. I'm going to say, look, I'm going to go with what I've got done on me bets, because it's what I fancy. So I do think Denmark will probably get through. I've done a 1-1 draw, and I have done Schick to score first off Czech Republic. So look, I am saying draw and probably Denmark to go through, but I would really, I would not be surprised at all if Czech Republic won this 2 or 3-1 in 90 minutes. I would not be surprised at all. So that's what I'm going with. So we're going to move on to the next game, which is England and Ukraine. So look, in the sweepstakes as well. Sorry, I haven't covered really the sweepstakes. I have Ukraine. Darren Stone has England. We both work together, so there'll be a bit of stick kind of going on from that one. I'll run through the kind of the teams and the people everyone has at the end. So Ukraine 17-2, the draw 7-2, and England are 4-11. I don't see Ukraine getting past them. Look, Ukraine have been pretty good. A good result there against Sweden. I don't think many fancied them to beat them. I did. I think I'm pretty sure I said 2-1 to Ukraine, or maybe. Actually, you know what? I think I went with Sweden in it, but I did fancy Ukraine to beat them. I think that England are probably going to smash them here. I'd say we're probably looking at a 3-0 win for England. Al Kelly, SSSS. I'm guessing you mean Spain. I hope you get fucking bashed. I hope you the only reason I hope you lose is because you have Spain. I am 100% sure Spain are going through, but I just hope you get fucking bashed because you have them. So so look back onto this one. I think England are going to win probably 3-0. I don't see Ukraine doing much against England. England are tough to break down. Haven't conceded a goal. A good 2-0 win against Germany. Solid is pretty much all I would say about it. Nothing too mad going on with them. Pretty solid at the back. Now, when they went 1-0 up and Muller went through on goal, that was the fucking turning point there. Pickford, I don't know if he got a touch on it or not, but he hit it wide anyway. That was the moment. Love you too. Cheers. That was the moment that Germany needed to get back into that fucking game, and they just couldn't do it. And England, in fairness to them, they got the late goal. Harry Kane, I didn't think he was going to score this tournament, and I was fucking a little bit disappointed that he did score. But his quality shows. Obviously, he's a class player. So I wouldn't be surprised if he scores again, and that is exactly what I've done. So I've gone with Kane to score and England to win 3-1. So again, I see England scoring a couple of goals against Ukraine here. I wouldn't be surprised if England or Ukraine went 1-0 up and then England kind of turned it around and then absolutely bashed them. So I'm going with a 3-1 win for England, and I'm going with Kane to score. Right, so look, that is the end of the matches. So again, as we know, we're in the quarterfinals at this stage. There's not a lot of matches. The lads obviously couldn't come on, so not much chat going to be going back and forward with myself. Obviously, can't talk to myself. So again, if anybody that is watching, there's a code up above my head there. That's for the Fantasy Football League. It's free to join. Make sure you join it. There's going to be prizes at the end. I'm thinking maybe the way I done it last year is I had ridiculous people in the fucking league. I posted the league everywhere and the code everywhere. I had a lot of randomers. I didn't know what the fucking name was. I couldn't pronounce the name. Half of them was in fucking Thailand, right, or whatever it was. I didn't have a clue who was in the league. So, I want someone that I know and someone that's involved in whatever it is. If you're watching on Facebook, if you watch on Instagram, listen on Spotify, I want someone that I know to win, that I can give them the fucking money and they're happy with it. And that's, to me, that's the best way of doing it. So I've restarted the whole league. I've taken everyone out of it that was in it last year, and everyone will have to rejoin. I would rather have 50 people that I know in it than 400 people I don't know. So last year, I think I done a prize of, I think it was 150 or 200 euro for first place, and then 100 euro, 150, 100 euro, whatever it was, all the way down, enough 5 spots. So what I'm thinking is this year, maybe a winner takes all. So I'll probably up the ante here, and I'm thinking maybe either a PS5 or a brand new Xbox One for the winner. I don't know. I haven't decided that yet. Or else I could give the cash option of maybe 300 quid just for the winner. So I haven't decided that, but that will come in the kind of the near future. I do have a little section here that I'm going to go into just about the fancy football. Well, look, I don't really need to. I spent fucking ages doing a graphic for the fancy football, and I'm absolutely fucking wasting it now because of what they're saying, everything I need to say in this. So, yeah. So look, that is all the fixtures done. Again, like I said, with the fancy football, keep an eye out on that. Make sure you join. I'm going to move on to the next thing, which is a couple of questions. Rightio. So I think I've got 5 questions. Yeah, I think I've got about 5 questions here. Just they're going to be short and sweet. I don't think there's that too much to go through on any of them. So the first one we have is from Johnny111 or Jono, good friend of the podcast, and not the podcast, but of the Instagram page. He's in regular contact with us and showing me some of his top quality bets that he does. So, is it actually coming home? This is the big question, and my answer is yes. Yes, it is. It's going straight home to Belgium. I don't think England are going to win it. I think Belgium have too much for them. Would I be surprised if they actually won it outright? Not really. I just think Belgium are probably... I'm just fucking praying that Belgium win it. I have them in a sweepstake and work, so if they win, happy days. But is it coming home? He's obviously referring to going home to England. Oh, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's not coming home. I'm saying it's going to Belgium. So, sorry about you. Next one. Black Panther 11333. Who do you think is getting relegated this season? That is a good question. Again, it's a tough one to kind of talk about because there is still deals to be made. There's business to be done in the transfer window. If I'm looking at without any signings right now, I'm probably looking at Brentford going back down. Like, fair play to them for getting up. It's nice to see a new kind of face in the league, but I don't think they have the quality to stay up there unless they make 7 or 8 signings. So I see Brentford going down. I probably see Brighton going down. I think this might be the season where it's just too much for them and they go back down. And I'm going to say Norwich going back down. It's just whatever it is with Norwich, they're like fucking yo-yos in the leagues. Like, they keep going up and down. I don't know whether it's financially profitable for them to actually get relegated, go back up, get relegated, go back up. I would love to see the books after a couple of years of that happening and see if they're up money or down money, because you get something like 70 or 80 million if you get fucking promoted. So I'd love to see what the losses are getting relegated. I know it's probably all the TV rights and stuff like that, but be interesting to see what their books look like at the end of it. Right, we'll move on to the next one. So Italy, don't know what that is. Italy have to win the Euros. All right, I'm guessing he's from Italy. Italy have to win the Euros. They're the best team left, question mark. I would have said they were the best team in it if they weren't so shit in the last game. No, I don't think they have to win it. I think they have to get through the next game. And if they get through the next game, they have every chance of winning it. But as far as they have to win it, I just don't think... I think the next game now against Belgium is going to be a massive test for them. I think if they beat Belgium, they probably will go on and win it then. But it's hard to say. I don't think... I was definitely impressed with Italy. Let's be real about it. Italy, to me, were the most impressive team over the group stages anyway. Obviously, the last game wasn't too great, so I'm going to say they don't have to, but they have every chance. On to the next one, the VAR Check podcast. So, how about the newly looking Premier League squads? Next season is going to be a bumpy one yet. So, again, like I was saying on that other one about the relegation, it's very hard to know about the squads because business really hasn't been done. The Euros are kind of a roadblock for people that want to complete transfers. Jaden Sancho, who in my opinion, and I'm loving that I'm on my own now, that I don't get any shit from the lads. One of the most overrated English players of all time. Who's going to fucking pull me up on that? Absolutely nobody, because nobody is here to say anything else. Has bags of talent. So did Aaron Lennon. So did Theo Walcott. don't see it. I don't see it happening. Don't see it happening for him at United either. I just see him failing like the rest of them. He's another Di Maria as far as I'm concerned. United do need a couple of defenders, so that's where I'm kind of in my transfer talk. I'll have a little bit of a look at that and see who I think would really suit United. Obviously, they're crying out for some defenders. There is a couple available, or a couple that we could talk about, but in terms of newly looking squads, there is massive talk of everybody signing big players, and the only ones that I haven't really heard signing massive players is Liverpool, who I think need to sign a good player, especially to replace the likes of Ronaldo. Are they going to keep the front three? It's looking very likely now that they're going to keep them. I think they need to add to it. I think they'll need another defender or two, definitely, if they're going to challenge like they did when they won it. Yeah, it's a tough one to call now. Obviously, without the window being open, and well, the window is open, but kind of the roadblock of the Euros that's in the way for people signing people. So, yeah, look, it's going to be a bumpy one. Who do I think is going to win it? Save that for another episode because we have a lot to talk about on that. So we'll move on to the next one, AK40 official. Why are England fans so cringe? That's a good question, and I don't know the answer. And the only thing I can say is they just believe their own hype. I don't know if you ever heard Micah Richards saying he believed his own hype and just never lived up to the expectation. That's England in a nutshell. They really put so much fucking pressure on their players, their young talent especially. Like Harry Kane, like the amount of pressure that was put on Harry Kane this Euros was absolutely ridiculous. Like calling him the best striker in the world, like literally, like he is one of them. He's definitely up there. But calling him the best striker in the world, so he scores goals in the Euros, is absolutely fucking insane. Tipping him as the golden boot, like you could not ask. Like I have to give it to Southgate. Like let's look at Jaden Sancho for one. Massive amount of pressure gone onto him. Obviously signing for United now, even more pressure. It's got to be under the fucking microscope from everyone, especially the likes of me, a Chelsea fan. The likes of fucking Al Kelly, who was there, a Liverpool fan who fucking abuses United fans when he gets the chance. Like, he's going to get absolutely slated for everything he does, and I think he fucking deserves it because it's no fault of his own. It's the fucking English media hyping him up and up and up and up, and it's constantly it's a constant thing with the English media, and that's why they've never won a major tournament, and that's why I don't know if they're going to win this one. But if they don't win this one, it's going to be another 8 years or so before they even challenge again. I don't see them even winning the World Cup. But I don't know. Like we were talking about on the podcast probably there a week or two ago that they are quite a young team, quite a young squad. That maybe in 4 years' time they're going to be a lot more developed, a lot more experienced. Don't fucking see it. Like I just don't see it. Like who are we saying is going to be these experienced players? So we're talking about fucking Jaden Sancho. So who knows what he's going to do in the next 4 years? We're talking about Rashford. Rashford should be at the top of his fucking game now. He's had enough playing time at United. He's so overrated again as well. Like I just don't see it. I know it's a young team. Like I'm gonna just fucking back the Chelsea lads. I'm gonna say Mason Mount in 4 years' time is gonna be quality. Reece James has all the potential to be very good. Luke Shaw, he's still kind of young enough, I suppose, but in 4 years' time, where are these players gonna be? I don't know. I don't see it anyway. Why are England fans so cringy? I just think they believe their own hype. Look, well for them, like, you know what I mean? If like we jump on the fucking bandwagon, we know we're not even going to get anywhere in the tournament, so why not? Like, so hats off to them. That's what I'm going to say on that one. So, right, look, I'm going to go into I'll do the bets now. Yeah, look, I'll go into me bets now because I'll just show everyone what I've got, and then I'll just finish the podcast off with kind of talking about a couple of little transfers and stuff like that. So I'm going to go into the betting section there. Okay, so I'll show you what I've got on the betting front this week. So again, obviously we've only got 4 real matches that I'm interested in looking at. So I don't have loads, but we've got enough to kind of wet the lips and win a few quid. So let me just zoom into that first. Give us one more. Right, so I've gone with an eightfold. So I've done, this is for anytime scorers for the matches, obviously the quarterfinals. So, sorry, let me just clear off that and stick that up. So I've gone with Morata to score again. I don't know why. I don't fucking rate Morata. I think he's fucking dirt. He scored a goal there last week, so why not? I jump on the momentum bandwagon and I'm going to say he's going to score again. Again, I've done it with Harry Kane as well. Don't see him scoring again, but like he's never looked really that threatening. But he's got a goal, so maybe that'll turn the corner for him. I've gone with Schick, who's scored a couple of goals for Czech Republic, so he is the favourite to score for them, and I do fancy them to kind of score a couple against Denmark. But yeah, I've gone with them. So so Lukaku against Italy again. Look, 4 players that are well capable of scoring, and a €8 on will get you 418 quid back. So happy days. I think that's a decent enough bet. Again, you've got 90 minutes on that. All you have to hope for is that the 4 of them start, which I really think they will. And you've got a 90 minute kind of run out of a lot of them. If you can get through, obviously fucking Morata going to kill it in the first bet. So so look, that's that one. We'll move on to the next one. Again, this is a mad one. This is the correct score. So I've done 4 correct scores. Again, the ones that I just gave out. I've thrown 2 quid on it. I'm getting just under 10 grand back on it. So jump on the fucking bandwagon, lads, to throw 2 quid on this bet, because we're going to fucking Vegas if it wins. 2-1 to Spain against Switzerland. 1-0 to Belgium against Italy. 1-1 with Czech Republic and Denmark, and 3-1 to England against Ukraine. So if them 4 results come in, we're getting just under 10 G's, and we're going on holidays. So the last one I've done is a €10 4-fold. Again, this is one I don't really like, because I've done it all in 90 minutes, and I probably shouldn't have, but I've gone with Spain to beat Switzerland, Belgium to beat Italy, Denmark, I don't like that one to be Czech Republic, and England to be Ukraine. I don't really like that bet, to be honest with you. I'd stay away from that bet. I know I've done it, so I might actually just cash it out and fucking read it up. But not a massive fan of that bet, to be honest with you. It's hard to call that Denmark game, and obviously that Belgium game as well. So they're two that I can't call, and it's literally 50-50 between the two. So be careful on doing that one. So look, that's all I've got at the moment for betting wise. So I'm just gonna remove that, and I'm going to actually share that screen again, but I'm going to go into some transfer talk. So I'm going to pull up on the screen here. So I'm going to the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to look at it from a betting perspective. Look, obviously it's the Footballbets4u podcast, so it'll give us a good idea of who's favourite to sign for who. So look, first one up on the list is Harry Kane. Who is he favourite to sign for? Like, my thoughts are obviously Man City. Man City, I guarantee, is probably the favourite team. I wouldn't say there's many actually close to Man City. Okay. Man City obviously favourites at evens to sign him. To stay at Tottenham, he's 11-8, and then United and Chelsea and PSG are next on that. Who do I see Harry Kane signing for? I definitely see him signing for Manchester City. 100%, I think he's going to City. I think it's 100% what City need. I think he'll suit City down to the ground. A lot of people saying I don't think he'll suit City's play. I completely disagree with that. The way City play is they have their wingers cutting inside a lot, and Kane can run in between the channels, and he can actually pull back and drop deep as well. So I don't think it's an issue for him where they're going to say, it's a lack of chances he's going to get. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think that he'll suit them down to the ground. I think he'll get a fucking bag of goals for them. And yeah, I think Harry Kane is definitely going to Man City, and at evens looks like the bookies think so as well. So I'm only gonna jump through ones that I think are important and think that are fucking worth looking at, because the rest of them couldn't give a shit about. Jack Relish, this is one that I was thinking about. So Jack Relish, who do I think he's going to sign for? I don't know. Like, I actually probably see him staying at Villa. Who do I think would really benefit from him? Like, so I hear a lot of people saying that Jack Grealish should go to Manchester United. Manchester United have just signed Sancho, who's going to play out in the wing. That means that they've got Greenwood, who they're going to have to move, or else they're going to have to try fit in alongside Sancho. Are they going to put him as the number 9? I don't know. Are they going to use Cavani as much as last season? I don't think so. They've got Rashford to keep happy. They've got Martial, who may be on his way out. They've got a couple of players there, so I don't really know. Man City, okay. Man City are favourites. I don't really think that he suits Man City. Or does he? Like, he's a very good player. He's very kind of David Silva, maybe, like that type of player where he's going to create a lot of chances. I'm not sure about that one. 8 to 11, like they fancy him to go there before Kane does. I don't know. I haven't heard much talk about Pep being interested in Grealish. Staying at Villa for me is probably the bet at evens. Chelsea 25 to 1. No chance of him going to Chelsea. No. Very surprised at the price of him there. I think that's probably after changing, considering the Sancho deal. So I'm not surprised at that now. Arsenal is one that he could probably actually fit into, but I just don't think that they'd splash the cash on it. To be honest with you, I think Jack Grealish has a bit more of a brain. He wouldn't go near Arsenal. So the next one that I want to look at, this is the big one of the summer. So Haaland. So look, I wind the lads up and I say he's coming to Chelsea, but there is, like, I don't know if it's just because I follow all the Chelsea pages or whatever, but there is massive talk of him actually being interested in signing for Chelsea now that they've won the Champions League. Who do I see him signing for? I do see him signing for Chelsea. I don't know whether Chelsea are going to fork out 200 or 300 million. I think he has 1 year left on his contract, so it might be a case where he waits around for a year. I'm not sure if he's going to do that. Are Dortmund going to want to sell him because they got rid of Sancho, or are they just looking at the money? They have been struggling for money recently, obviously with COVID hitting. So they do need the funds. 70 million isn't a bad fucking chunk of cash to get from United for Sancho. Will they cash in and get 200 or 300 million or whatever it is on Haaland? I don't know. Chelsea, I think, could pay it. City could also pay it, but I don't know now at this stage if there's talk about going to Kane. They're obviously not going to sign both of them, so it's one or the other. Real Madrid, maybe, for me, is another one. Or PSG. So they're probably 4 that I would say. Right, Chelsea actually are favourites. Very surprised at that. I didn't think, like, I thought that was a lot of paper talk, but obviously there is something in that. So Chelsea 6 to 4 to sign Haaland. Jesus Christ, if we got Haaland, we'd be laughing. Man City 2 to 1 again. Man City are never far away from the top quality signings. 2 to 1 is obviously a short enough price for it. Real Madrid again 7 to 2. Manchester United 10 to 1. There's absolutely zero fucking chance of them signing them, if I'm being honest. They're not going to splash the cash. Barcelona 16 to 1. Again, they don't have 200 million to spend. Bayern Munich, no, don't see him going. I don't see him staying in Germany. If he's leaving, he's going away. Liverpool, no. Juventus, no. And PSG are surprisingly far out at 40 to 1. But look, Chelsea are up there. Chelsea are favourites. This is my appeal to Haaland. Come to Chelsea, baby. We need you. I don't know. I think he'd suit us. We always kind of like that big powerhouse up front, and Haaland is definitely that type of player. He's a beast. He's got bags of pace, great finishing. We'll probably ruin him, but sure, look, I take him. Aaron Ramsey, don't really care about him. Say Maximum, actually a good player. Interesting to see who he'd go to. Everton, Arsenal, Dortmund, United. A lot of big teams there being linked at short enough prices. Don't see him really at that quality yet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that happening. Laporte, again, I don't know why City would want to get rid of him. I don't know if that's just, again, it's just speculation, but him going to Spain is obviously the talk of the town. 4 to 1, 5 to 1, 8 to 1 for Barca, Real Madrid, and Atletico. 12 to 1 for PSG, 12 to 1 with Tottenham. Fuck off. It's There's no way he's going to Tottenham. Adama Traore, again, definitely worthy of a big fucking move for him. Spurs 3-1, or Chelsea 4-1. I don't see Chelsea signing him, no way. Would he suit? Probably would suit, but I just think we have enough there. Spurs wouldn't be a bad show for him. Like, who else have we got? Ben White, Arsenal favourites 1-12. He's gone to Arsenal. Bernardo Silva, I didn't think he was leaving. 2-1 to go to Atletico. Cristiano Ronaldo, here we go. I think United are obviously the favourites. Juventus have kind of come out and said that they're not holding on to him, which is fucking mind-boggling when you think about it. So who does he go to? Does he go to United? Does he come back to the Premier League? Does he try to prove it again? Does he go to another league, win it over there with PSG and have a handy one? Nice lifestyle. The missus will be happy. What will he do? Barcelona, absolutely zero chance. Very surprised at 12-1. I think he has a bit more kind of loyalty than that. Sporting Lisbon, 5-1, returns to his kind of starting squad or starting team. Interesting to see. And the MLS team. So this is one that I was talking to the lads about. Does he go to the MLS? Very fucking unlikely because of who he is, what he wants to do, his whole kind of, I suppose, attitude towards what he wants to achieve in the game. I don't think he's going to leave and go to the MLS. Would I be surprised if he did? I would be very surprised if he done it. Yeah, I don't think he goes to the MLS or anything like that. So, who else have we got? Danny Ings, don't think he's going anywhere. Hazard, don't think he's going there. Gareth Bale, I wouldn't be surprised if retirement was his favourite here. Cardiff 5-4. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know how they've become favourites there. Any MLS team 13-2. That's probably the best show, to be honest with you. Or China doesn't really want the money anymore. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if Gareth Bale retires completely from football. There has been talk about it. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Who else we got? Jesse Lingard. I suppose he's gonna stay with West Ham. I'm not sure if that's gonna be a loan deal or a permanent deal. I don't know if there was a option to buy after that. I'm not too sure. Mbappe, don't really see him leaving, to be honest with you. I think he's probably going to stay in France. Or will he want to stay in France now after missing the penalty and getting absolutely fucking abused? Probably not. Real Madrid favourites. Liverpool 3-1. Like I was saying there's no big talk of Liverpool with a massive signing on the boards, but like if they can pull that one off, Jesus, that'd be a fucking unbelievable signing. But I do see Real Madrid obviously being his choice of club there. Coleman, very fucking impressed with him in the Euros. Great player. 11-2 for Liverpool. Again, it's one of them that I haven't really heard much about. Salah, not really anything happening there. Locatelli, what a player. 5-4 to go to Juventus. I think Chris highlighted him on the podcast about 2 or 3 weeks ago. He's a really, really good player. Very smart. Yeah, Juventus, I mean, seems right. I don't think I could argue with that. Paul Pogba, PSG 3-1. If I'm United, I want to see him stay there another year. I think next year is a massive year for United. I think selling someone of not his quality, but of his stature is probably going to be a big thing. I would like to see him stay another year if I'm a United fan. I know he's been very fucking frustrating and to watch and to support, but I don't know. I'd give him another year for some reason. Well, he's not going anywhere. Bamford. No one else really there standing out. Raheem Sterling. Again, I don't think he's going to go to Barcelona. I don't think he's good enough for Barcelona, to be honest with you. Lewandowski 6-1 for Chelsea. A bit of that. Right, look, that's kind of actually Zaha 6-1 for okay. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover on the transfer speculation. Again, we had a couple of managerial changes. Nuno taking over at Spurs, and obviously Benitez taking over at Everton. Fair play to them for one. Congratulations on the jobs, but do I see it fucking working out for them? I hope Benitez gets sacked within his first year. I hope they lose all their fucking decent players that they have. Richarlison, hope he goes. The There is talk of Real Madrid actually going for a Richarlison with Ancelotti there as well. So be interesting to see what happens there. I don't think that it's going to be too successful for Benitez. Look, it was an obvious choice. I spoke to Melon yesterday, who's obviously a Liverpool fan, and asked him why there, why would he go there, any reason. And obviously he's got houses. His family live in Liverpool. He's still kind of a resident of Liverpool where he resides there. So he has houses there. His family live there. I think his kids go to school and stuff there, or whatever it was. Not doubt he doesn't have fucking kids, that is, but maybe his grandchildren, whatever it is. But anyway, he has ties in Liverpool, so not surprised that he's gone there. So I do see it working out. I think I called it as soon as Mourinho left that Nuno was a great replacement for Mourinho. So I think it'll work out for Nuno. Don't think he'll do anything major. I think they'll still finish at 6th or something, but not a bad appointment. So I'm going to call it a day on this podcast, ladies and gents. Thanks for joining me. Again, obviously, as I said before, code up above there for the fantasy football. More than welcome to join. Get all your friends, all your family to join. There will be prizes at the end of it. I haven't decided exactly what it is. The more people we get into it, the more it'll be, and so on. So, so make sure you get onto that. I did say I was going to cover on what I plan on doing with the podcast over the next kind of couple of weeks and stuff like that. So the main thing I want to do is get out more content. So obviously, I have the Instagram page, which is great. Get a good amount of following there, but a good bit of interaction as well with everybody. But it's not really enough for me. I want to get more people into the likes of these podcasts and these live streams that I'm doing. So look, from next season. So what the plan is for now, starting from now, is so we have this podcast obviously this week covering the quarters. We'll have next week's, which is going to cover the semis, and then I think we'll have one following one after that covering the final. From there on in, we're going to take a break, and it's probably only going to be about 2 or 3 week break, putting us to about a week or two before the Premier League starts back. A week or two before the Premier League starts back, we're going to come back. We're going to talk a bit about transfers, a bit about squads. We'll hopefully get every single one of the lads on before the season starts, get score predictions, get season predictions. So first, second, third, fourth, top 4, Champions League, relegation, Europa League. We're going to get it all. We're going to see who's going to predict the best ones. We're going to try to keep some sort of league between us. In terms of kind of us doing score predictions and stuff like that, we want to make it count a bit more. So we are going to maybe start a little bit of a league between ourselves, just to add a little bit of kind of competition in amongst ourselves. It can become a bit stale when you're watching and it means nothing. So so look, we are gonna include that. So the main thing is, obviously, we're gonna keep this podcast going. Maybe Thursday nights we might trial another night if it suits everybody. But we are going to get the podcast out obviously once a week. I do plan on doing a fantasy football dedicated video each week, where it will just talking about potential players to bring in, players to take out, team of the week, top weekly team in the league, top monthly team, stuff like that. So that's hopefully only a 10-minute video. It won't be a live video, I don't think. I think it'll more be an edited video where I can record it, clip down, and stuff like that. And then what I want to do is I want to start live streaming a lot of the matches as well. So I want to try to do one a week if I can, at least one a month. So that'll be a maybe Saturday, Sunday. I don't know if any of the lads want to join. They can, but it'll be just watching a game, giving the live reaction, able to talk to everybody, interact with everybody a bit more, make myself a more kind of available to everybody. So look, that's the plan with the podcast. I'm not going to fucking harp on anymore. Thanks for anybody that joined in and watched, and we will be here the same time next week on YouTube at 8:30 on Thursday. So make sure you subscribe, like, follow the page, share it with your mates. Anything you do to spread the word, we do appreciate it. So we'll see you next week.